Sunram. Sunram finds an OC left pocket three on the way. Tickles a twine.
Now it's Matty Bass on the drive. Bass, nice move, and Bass with an easy layup.
To the feet, Ruppel brought back down. O'Connor, though, lost the grab and down to the mat. Ruppel with a chance for a pin with a minute 15. There it is.
Pick and roll, Kaloran. Hooks it underneath, and a bunny for Hannig.
Right side to Charlie Shaw. Shaw looks right, drives in, attacks the double team, and splits him for the layup.
Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on your live event.
Good afternoon and welcome to Gwinner, North Dakota, the site of today's doubleheader action between the Linton-HMB Lions and the Sargent County Bulldogs. We will step aside and we'll be back with pregame coverage here on yourliveevent.com.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Winter Conference 2025 is Wednesday, January 22nd at the Avalon Center in Fargo, North Dakota. You can register at planterdoc.com. Engineers, agronomists, and product experts will share insights focused on improving farm operations. Stay ahead of the curve by learning how to maximize your efficiency in the field with solutions for every season. Register for Winter Conference 2025 at planterdoc.com.
Anderson Seed Farms Incorporated is your local LG Seeds and Dairyland seed dealership. They offer the latest traits and genetics in both corn and soybeans along with alfalfa. Anderson Seed Farms is also a certified seed conditioning plant that grows, conditions, and sells Westbred spring wheat seed, which was the top-grown spring wheat in North Dakota last year. If you'd like to know more about these industry-leading products, contact Anderson Seed Farms in Foreman at 701-724-3601 or check out AndersonSeedFarms.com.
Sargent Central Public School, helping others create themselves, things, and opportunities. It's home to a variety of wonderful opportunities, including a 24/7, 365 community wellness center, a 3rd through 12th grade smart lab, free pre-kindergarten, 1-to-1 student devices, and 12 weeks paid parental leave. For more information, please visit sargentcentral.org. Good luck, athletes, and good luck, Sargent County Bulldogs. Together is Central.
Welcome back to North Sargent. I want to welcome you into our Stock Growers Bank broadcast booth. Stock Growers Bank, your small town bank and big time partner with the Stock Growers mobile app. Experience banking at your fingertips anytime, anywhere. Bank near so you can go far with Stock Growers Bank. I'm Nick Fritsch on the call for you here this afternoon. I will be joined shortly by our cameraman Connor Olson, and it is an exciting doubleheader action full of basketball here on this Saturday afternoon for you, as the girls will be up first as the number 6 ranked Sargent County Bulldogs will play host to the 6-3 Linton-HMB Lions. And we'll start first with a little bit of coverage from those visiting Lions. Had a chance to talk to head coach Mike Shirado prior to this afternoon's contest, and some of the areas that he wanted to focus on with his squad here this afternoon is really trying to bring that hard work and effort to the floor for an entire 32 minutes here this afternoon. If you paid any attention during that JV game, if that's going to be a sign, that's going to be something that will be really nice to see for the Lions in this varsity contest, as being able to put pressure on the ball and really just be running at a full motor throughout the game. That is what Coach Shirado is looking for out of his team, is being able to bring that effort and that intensity for an entire 32 minutes. One of the other areas that he wanted to focus on was that the Sargent County Bulldogs very good at throwing a bunch of different defenses at this team. So how will they be able to recognize and then adjust to some of those different defenses and be able to not necessarily lose their focus or their composure in those minutes? And then lastly, during some of the tough stretches in the game, how are they going to be able to stay mentally sound against this Bulldogs team? They bring intensity, they'll run the floor, they'll push the ball inside. So when it gets tough, you're on the road, how do you respond? And that's something that'll be really interesting to see out of Coach Torado's squad here this afternoon. We'll step aside and we'll be right back with coverage on the Sargent County Bulldogs. You are watching on yourliveevent.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
The Bison Booster Club, an organization that is rooted in their support of the activities within the Milner Public School District and the City of Milner. They pride themselves on their community involvement in local donations to area projects and sponsorships to help make their community a pleasant place to reside. If you have any questions or are interested in becoming a Booster Club member, you can check out the Bison Booster Club on Facebook or talk with any of the existing members. The Bison Booster Club, helping make their community a better place to live.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
I had a chance to talk to head coach Randy Searstead for the number 6 ranked team in the state, the Sargent County Bulldogs, and some of the areas that he would like his team to focus on here this afternoon in this surely to be a tough Region 1 contest is his team just being able to limit turnovers and play better defense. Some of the times this season when the Bulldogs have been truly dominant and have shown themselves as a top team in the state of North Dakota is when they are turning defense into offense and getting those high percentage transition buckets. So will they be able to get back into that? If you tuned into either of their last 2 contests, whether it was against the Lisbon Broncos on Monday on the road or Saturday against Mayport CG, you could kind of see that the ability to play this full court pressure style of defense, when it works, the Bulldogs are doing well. When it doesn't, that tends to be some areas where they struggle, is if they get forced to have to play into a half-court style game, whether that be on the offensive or defensive end. So how will they be able to turn defense into offense, but then also when they do have the ball on offense, limit turnovers, don't force the ball down low. There's definitely going to be an advantage for Sargent County when it comes to their ability to play with size on the interior here this afternoon. So how will they be able to know when to make that post entry pass, know how to take that shot down low, and just be able to limit some of those opportunities for the Lions to stick around in this game as it goes. And then lastly, one of the areas that Coach Searstead wanted to see his squad succeed in was being able to rebound the ball well. The Lions are a scrappy team, play fast, so how will they be able to limit their abilities to get second chance points, but then also keep them from possibly being able to get a long rebound and get out in transition and run. And that'll do it for the keys for the game for the Bulldogs and the Lions. We will step aside and we'll be back with the starting lineups here from North Sargent High School. You're watching on yourliveevent.com.
The Milner Public School District has a long history of academic, artistic, and athletic achievement and is proud of the programs and education environment offered. A fully accredited educational system, Milner Public School District operates 2 separate school buildings, including Sundale Colony School. Over 85%, that's right, 85% of the graduates of Milner High School attend some form of post-secondary educational institution. You can find more information on the Milner Public School District online at milner.k12.nd.us.
Let the geeks at GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
Hi, this is Jim, and with Bernie Berkemeyer, we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us in enchanting Ireland June 25th to July 4th. Experience the ancient history, natural beauty, and the warm hospitality of Ireland. We travel across this beautiful country visiting places like the Kilkenny Castle and the breathtaking cliffs of Moher. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, for more information, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
Milner Grain understands that agriculture is your livelihood, and we're committed to providing you with the highest quality of services to meet your farming needs. Milner Grain has a passion for our community and the farmers we serve. Milner Grain is locally owned and operated. When you're looking for a partner in the field, look to Milner Grain. Call 701-427-5284 or check out Milner Grain's app with current up-to-date prices. Milner Grain is here to help you and your farm grow.
With the final minutes here, or the final seconds ticking off before the start of this one, let's get our starting lineups. First for the visiting Linton-HMB Lions. Starting at guard is the sophomore wearing number 4, Avery Vandervorst. At center is the junior number 5, Brooklyn Schumacher. Another guard for the Lions is a senior wearing number 13, Amber McCrory. At forward is a junior wearing number 15, Micaiah Reichman. And to round out the starting lineup for the Lions is the senior forward number 23, Jersey Vogel. The Lions are coached by head coach Mike Sherrado. As for the Sargent County Bulldogs, they will be starting a pretty senior-heavy lineup. The first senior is the 5'2", wearing number 2, Emma Bixby. She'll be playing point guard here tonight for the Bulldogs. At 5'10" is a senior forward, number 14, Liliana Lee. The lone junior in the starting lineup is a 5'9" forward, number 22, Carly Cadoon. The 5'7" senior forward, number 35, Sadie Newstall, and 5'11" forward, senior number 41, Ashlyn Sundquist, to round out the starting lineup for the home team, the Sargent County Bulldogs. They are coached by head coach Randy Searstead. That'll do it for our pregame coverage. We will step aside as they attune to the national anthem on the floor. We'll be right back on yourliveevent.com.
At North Sargent School, we believe in empowering students for a bright future. From our caring teachers and innovative programs to our focus on academic excellence and community involvement, North Sargent is where students thrive. With small class sizes and personalized attention, we ensure every student gets the support they need to succeed, both in the classroom and beyond. Proud to be a part of our growing community, we're shaping tomorrow's leaders today. North Sargent School, preparing learners today to thrive in the future.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Once again, the starting lineup for the Lions: Avery Vandervorst, Brooklyn Schumacher, Amber McCrory, Micaiah Reichman, and Jersey Vogel. And the starting lineup for the Bulldogs: Emma Bixby, Liliana Lee, Carly Cadoon, Sadie Newstall, and Ashlyn Sundquist. Both teams are coming into today's contest off of a win their last time out. The junior number 22, Carly Cadoon, for the Bulldogs also scored career point 1,000 in that last contest. So congratulations to her. She'll be set to tip off for the Bulldogs. And it is going to go to Brooklyn Schumacher and Avery Vandervorst for the Lions to get started, as it looks like it's going to be a 3-2 zone defensively to start for the Bulldogs. As Schumacher, this is now Reichman, back up top now to McCrory. And good deflection there from Cadoon. Lee is, they're going to say her foot was on the line. And it looks like they reset the shot clock. Don't think there was enough possession there, but that's what it shows here. Deflected by Lee, and now Bixby is going to come away with it, and that shot clock isn't going to matter anyway, as it's a new one here for the Bulldogs. And we have a turnover as Bixby tried to get it to Lee on the near sideline here, and that's going to be an early turnover for the Bulldogs. So Schumacher bringing it up here for the Lions. And now it looks to be maybe more of a 2-3, 1-3-1 style, or maybe even a little bit of a box and one with Bixby chasing. Vandervorst, this is down low to Reichman, and stolen there by Sundquist. Good defensive effort there by the Bulldogs, being able to get the turnover. Lee, cross court find to Cadoon, and just a little bit strong that time from Carly Cadoon as the rebound gathered there by Amber McCrory, and now you've got Schumacher bringing it up the floor. Vandervorst now back up to Schumacher. Schumacher unable to handle it, and Cadoon lucky to get away, as we're going to have a timeout called on the floor. This timeout's going to be called by the Lions. And that is a full timeout brought to you by Bank North, and we'll step aside. About a minute and a half gone. Still 0-0.
The Sargent Central Dollars for Scholars chapter is a nonprofit foundation that supports academic success in the community. The mission is to mobilize the community on behalf of post-secondary education success for the students. Dollars for Scholars chapters help hometown students achieve their educational goals by raising scholarship funds, establishing endowments, and more. For more information, scan the QR code on screen or stop by the Sargent Central School District. This game is brought to you in part by David Bergman Agency and Stock Growers Bank.
Still 0-0 here from North Sargent, as we're about minute 20 into the first game of the girls-boys doubleheader between Sargent County and Linton-HMB. So we will be starting that boys contest about 20 minutes after the conclusion of this one. That will be on a separate YouTube channel, so you will just have to, once this one ends, pop over to that one. It will be started shortly after the conclusion of this one. So it will be Lions basketball coming off of the timeout. Vogel up top to Vandervorst. This is McCrory. And back up top now to Vandervorst. Guarded by Newstall. 5 left on the shot clock. Schumacher. This is Vogel. Her shot deflected and rebound gathered there by Lee. She gets it ahead to Kadoon, who's going to slow it down and get an offense reset now with Bixby guarded by Vandervorst. The Lions are playing man-to-man here, at least to start. This is Sundquist. Out to Kadoon. Cross-court find to Lee. Lee's mid-range shot is good, and that'll get the scoring started here as Liliana Lee hits the about 12-foot mid-range jumper there from the baseline. Good shooter there for the Bulldogs. As this is McCrory trying to get to Vogel, cutting through. Schumacher, Vandervorst let alone. Her three-point shot is good. Nice looking jumper there from Avery Vandervorst to get the Lions on the board. Vandervorst, the sophomore guard. Bixby coming off of a double ball screen, tries to force it down low to Sundquist, but good deflection. I believe that was Jersey Vogel who tipped that one out of bounds, and possession will stay here with Sargent County. Newstall set to inbound. It looks to be maybe a 2-3 coming out of the baseline out of bounds. Lee, Kadoon. Kadoon's deep three-point shot off the mark. Rebound by Vandervorst. And she looks to getting up ahead to McCrory, out to Reichman. Her three-point shot off the mark. And Bixby skies up for the rebound. Cross-court skip pass to Kadoon. Tried to get it to Sundquist, poked away by Schumacher, and she is able to handle the pressure in the backcourt, get it ahead to Vandervorst. This is McCrory, back to Vandervorst. I'm guessing this is a box and one with Bixby trailing Vogel. So more of a 2-2 zone with a man-to-man play on Vogel. Ross Fine to Schumacher. Her shot is good. One of the best ways to get a defense out of zone coverage is to just outshoot them. And so far, 2 made triples make up the scoring for the Lions as we're nearing the halfway mark in our first quarter. Sundquist down low, goes right at Schumacher, and that is going to be an and one opportunity for Ashlyn Sundquist as Brooklyn Schumacher is going to be called for the first team and her first personal in this one. Sundquist to the line now, looking to convert the three-point opportunity, and she is successful in her effort. So 6-5 early on. This is Schumacher, gets it down low to Vogel. Vandervorst unable to handle that when she went to make her drive toward the basket, and that's going to be a turnover for the Lions. Bixby walking it up for the Bulldogs. Left-hand dribble drive, kick out to Newstall in the corner, and that shot off the mark. Schumacher, this is Reichman. Reichman gets it to McCrory, coming through, blocked by Lee, and they're going to call a foul, and I think they're going to call it on Newstall, and they are. So they're saying that Lee was clean with the block, but Newstall with contact prior to that block. So we're going to have Amber McCrory going to the line now to shoot the first pair of free throws for the Lions, and the first free throw is off the mark. Second free throw upcoming. One for two on that trip, so Amber McCrory is now in the scoring column for the Lions. So not really a full man pressure, or full court pressure by the Lions, but at least making them work a little bit. Sundquist out to Newstall. Newstall Back to Sundquist. Sundquist dribble drive right out to Bixby. Able to get it to Cadoon down low, and Carly Cadoon now in the scoring column for the Bulldogs. We're knotted up here at 7-all, about 3 minutes remaining in our first quarter of play. Schumacher looking to, or Vogel's posting up down low on Bixby, and there's going to be a foul called there. And Jersey Vogel will go to the line now to shoot 2. And that foul is going to be called on, I believe that was number 2, Emma Bixby. It was. So the first free throw here for Vogel is good. Second free throw upcoming. And able to go 2 for 2. So 3 for 4 from the free throw line are the Lions here early on in our contest. Under 3 minutes remaining in quarter number 1. They lead by 2. Bixby working on Vandervorst. Bixby, a little bit of a fadeaway jumper. Newstill comes in from the weak side. Able to get it to Lees. Now Sundquist. Sundquist back out to Bixby. New shot clock, so they don't have to rush. Down low, this is Sundquist. Sundquist shot no good. Lee and Vogel were fighting for that board, and they're going to say last touch by the Bulldogs, as it will be Lions basketball. And here's that, once again, changing defense for Sargent County. This is more of a 1-2-1-1. And Schumacher somehow able to escape. Gets it out to Vogel, foot on the line, so 2-point shot, no good. Lee comes away with the board. Now Bixby up ahead to Newstill. Newstill to Sundquist. Her mid-range shot off the mark. And good rebound there from Vandervorst, as she's going to push, gets it to Reichman, and stolen there by Bixby. And Bixby now gets to the center of the floor, gets it to Lee. Lee's shot off the mark. Bixby fighting for that offensive rebound and loses her footing. I think that's the only difference between that being an offensive rebound and a jump ball, which is what we have. Checking in for the first time here this afternoon is the sophomore guard, number 0, Megan McCrory. Newstill, this is Sundquist inside. McCrory, the one who poked that one away. 3-point shot from Cadoon off the mark. Good box out there by Jersey Vogel, as she gets it ahead to Vandervorst. Vandervorst, Reichman, Schumacher, her 3-point shot is good. Second triple here for Brooklyn Schumacher, and that's going to draw a timeout from Sargent County. Timeout brought to you by Bank North. We'll step aside as the Lions lead 12, Bulldogs 7.
Sargent Central Public School, helping others create themselves, things, and opportunities. It's home to a variety of wonderful opportunities, including a 24/7, 365 community wellness center, a 3rd through 12th grade smart lab, free pre-kindergarten, 1-to-1 student devices, and 12 weeks paid parental leave. For more information, please visit sargentcentral.org. Good luck, athletes, and good luck, Sargent County Bulldogs. Together is Central.
12-7 our score here, just under 90 seconds remaining in quarter number 1, and the 3-ball has been working for the Lions. 3 triples already here in just our first quarter. Brooklyn Schumacher with 2 and Avery Vandervorst with 1. The Bulldogs yet to convert on their 3 3-point attempts that they have taken here in this first quarter. So when it comes to being able to shoot the ball from beyond the arc, Bulldogs not a tremendous team in that, so you don't really want to get in a 3-point shooting contest with a very capable team, as this is stolen by Vandervorst, and she's able to take it to the rack, and she now has 5 for the Lions. Bixby, good hesitation out to Sundquist. Her mid-range shot off the mark. Newstill fighting for the board, and she is going to draw the foul. As they're going to say that Newstill was pushed on that rebounding effort. So foul is Brooklyn Schumacher. She now has 2. And it looks like she will be heading to the bench, as number 32, Emery Baumgartner, is going to see her first action here this afternoon. Also for the Bulldogs, the Bogart sisters, number 3, Mallory, and number 5, Chloe. Just checking in at that break. Is that deep 3 from Kadoon off the mark. Vogel. This is Megan McCrory. Now to Vandervorst. Amber McCrory. Vogel. Looked like she started to make a move, and as the defense overcommits, she has a wide open lane to the basket, and she is going to draw the foul on Mallory Bogart, and she will go to the line now to shoot 2, as looked like Bixby and Sundquist both were, excuse me, not Sundquist, I think I was maybe Kadoon, the other Bulldog who tried to go for that loose ball as it was approaching out of bounds and just left a wide open opportunity for Vogel. As she goes 2 for 2, 4 for 4 in this first quarter from the free throw lines. The Lions up 9. Shot clock turned off here in the first quarter of play. Mallory Bogart. Now to Kadoon. Kadoon dribble drive, kicks to Chloe Bogart. Down low to Kadoon. Kadoon goes for the reverse, and she is going to draw the contact, and she will head to the line now to shoot 2 free throws. First free throw opportunity here for Kadoon. As that first one just a little strong. An empty trip there for the Bulldogs, but plenty of time here for the Lions to get a good shot off before the end of this first quarter. 5 seconds remaining. Vandervorst to Vogel. Vogel dribble drive, floater off the mark, gets her own miss, and I think she actually was contacted there by her teammate Baumgartner, as that'll do it for our first quarter of play. The Lions 16 and Bulldogs 7. We'll step aside and we'll be right back with your second quarter here on yourliveevent.com.
The Milner Public School District has a long history of academic, artistic, and athletic achievement and is proud of the programs and education environment offered. A fully accredited educational system, Milner Public School District operates 2 separate school buildings, including Sundale Colony School. Over 85%, that's right, 85% of the graduates of Milner High School attend some form of post-secondary educational institution. You can find more information on the Milner Public School District online at milner.k12.nd.us.
16-7 the score here, as the Lions shot the ball very well, not only from behind the three-point line, but also at the free throw line, as that's pretty much all the scoring we've seen. We did see that transition layup from Avery Vandervorst to really give them their only 2-point basket so far in that first quarter. Looking at the scoring in that first quarter, Brooklyn Schumacher's pair of threes gave her 6 to lead all scorers. Vandervorst with 5 and Jersey Vogel with 4, as well as Amber McCrory getting a free throw. As for the Bulldogs, Ashlyn Sundquist 3, Carly Kadoon 2, and Liliana Lee 2 on the floor. Here to start our second quarter for the Bulldogs, Bixby, Mallory Bogart, and Chloe Bogart, Sadie Newstall, and Ashlyn Sundquist, as they're going to call a foul off ball on number 15, Micaiah Reichman. So that'll be a quick turnover here in the second quarter. Lions took care of the ball fairly well in that opening quarter. We'll see if Sargent County can force a couple more here, as good dribble drive, dribble screen action here. Sundquist. Hand off to Bixby. Good ball pressure here as that pass from Bixby down to Chloe Bogart's picked off. Vogel up ahead to Vandervorst. Vandervorst blocked by Sundquist. Good job there by Sundquist, able to adjust as Vandervorst was kind of contorting the ball there as she was driving towards the rim. Sundquist just a little late. Good recovery there from Jersey Vogel, as it looked like Bixby had a lane there on that backdoor cut, but Vogel comes screaming in to poke it out of play. So Avery Vandervorst, Amber McCrory, Micaiah Reichman, Jersey Vogel, and Brooklyn Schumacher on the floor for the Lions here in the second quarter. Sundquist is going to be called for a travel as she tried to force that one up towards the rim. And I guess the exact minute mark, I'm not entirely sure when it started, but the Lions are on a 9-0 run. It was tied at 7-7 at one point. As Vogel gets it to McCrory. This is Schumacher. Sundquist comes out on her. McCrory, her three-point shot off the mark. Sundquist comes away with the board. Bixby to Mallory Bogart. And good job there by Vogel playing off-ball defense. Again, using that length to poke the ball away. She wants the three. She'll take it, and it's good. 7 points for Jersey Vogel, and the Lions are on a 12-0 run since the first quarter, and we've got a timeout called by the Bulldogs. This timeout is brought to you by Bank North. Bank North has been a trusted financial partner for generations, helping customers and communities build, grow, and prosper. To see what value-based banking can do for you, visit banknorth.com today. Bank North, member FDIC. So that three-pointer from Jersey Vogel is the first bucket of the second quarter for the Lions. But as I mentioned, 12-0 run since about the 3-minute remaining mark in the first quarter of play when the Bulldogs were able to tie it up at 7. And it's been all Lions since then. They've been playing suffocating on-ball and off-ball defense, as well being able to space the floor and get good shots for their shooters. So 4 3-pointers already in the first half for Linton-HMB. Will be Bulldog basketball coming out of the timeout. Bixby walking it up the floor here for Sargent County. Avery Vandervorst has been the main defender on Bixby so far in this first half. Bixby, floater off the mark. Sundquist comes in for the weak side offensive rebound, and she is unable to convert, but will go to the line now to shoot 2, and that foul is going to be called on number 5, Brooklyn Schumacher. So she has 3 and will likely have to sit out the rest of this first half as Sundquist hits her first free throw. And Megan McCrory will check in for Schumacher. Those free throws snapped what had been a 12-0 run for the Lions, but still a 10-point advantage for Linton-HMB here with a little over 2 minutes gone in our second quarter. Vogel guarded by Kadoon, and her three-pointer is good, and Vogel starting to heat up. She is now in double digits. She is outscoring the Bulldogs all by herself with 10. Bixby to Newstall, and Newstall poked away. Megan McCrory gets it ahead, and a little Euro step action, but no good. Did not get the friendly roll off of the rim. And good hands there from Vandervorst, but Bixby able to come back away with it. Three-pointer from Sundquist, no good. Good position there by Cadu, but unable to convert on the second chance opportunity. Saves it, gets it to Lee. Newstall, no good. And the Bulldogs just unable to buy a bucket from the floor as finally the Lions able to come away with the basketball. And you can just see head coach Randy Searstead shaking his head there after that empty trip from his team. So quick offensive possession there for the Lions, comes up empty. So we're still at the 13-point advantage, the largest we've seen up to this point. Kadoon to Bixby. Bixby's floater, no good. Good defense there by Vogel. She's also going to come away with the board, and we're going to have a foul called here. I believe that's going to be called on Bixby. Never mind, I think they called that on Lee. They did. So that is her first, team's first, halfway through the second quarter. A little bit more full court action. Vogel, her dribble drive. Step through, Reichman to McCrory. This is Vandervorst for three, and her shot no good. And Bixby is just going to let this one go out of bounds. Been a long time for the Bulldogs since they've been able to connect from the floor. Only points here halfway through the second quarter coming from the free throw line. Newstel to Bixby, down low to Lee, and Lee is going to draw the foul there on Avery Vandervorst, and the Bulldogs will have to wait for a field goal, but going to have another opportunity to convert from the free throw line. The first free throw for Lee is good. Checking in for the first time is the sophomore forward, number 25, Caitlin Vetter. Second free throw is no good. Sundquist and Vogel fighting for the board, and Jersey Vogel is going to win this time. Megan McCrory trying to look for Vetter or Amber McCrory. This is Vogel left alone for three, and she is feeling it. 3 triples in this second quarter for Jersey Vogel, as she now has 13 in the contest. Bixby's floater, bounce around, no good. Poked out by Newstel, and possession favors the Lions, or excuse me, it'll go to the Lions off of that deflection from Newstel. A little bit of a run and jump action here. Up ahead, and good job there. Sundquist playing center field or free safety, whatever you want to call it, being able to track that down. Gets it to Cadoon. Cadoon dribble drive, and finally the Bulldogs able to get a bucket from the floor, as you could tell Coach Searstead trying to get a little bit of spark in his crew. As we're approaching the 2.5 minute remaining mark. McCrory, Reichman. This is now Amber McCrory. Vogel. Vetter for three. Her shot no good. Long rebound gathered there by Megan McCrory, but looked like she was just unable to keep her footing there. And she's going to step out of bounds. Possession will go to Sargent County. 25-12, the score here, as it has been all Linton-HMB, as that is deflected. Finally gathered by Bixby. Down low to Cadoon, and Cadoon is going to get fouled down low, and she will now head to the line to shoot two. Foul is going to be called on number 23, Jersey Vogel. I believe that is the 4th team foul in this second quarter. So next foul will automatically put the Bulldogs to the line to shoot free throws, as Avery Vandervorst checks back in. Second free throw for Cadoon is good. 6 points now for Cadoon to lead the Bulldogs in scoring. 5 for Sundquist, 3 for Lee. And somehow Vandervorst able to get to it. Vogel, cross-court skip pass. This is Amber McCrory, poked away by Bixby, and that's a great effort there by Bixby as they're fighting for the loose ball, and they're going to call a foul on Bixby, and that's usually one of those hustle plays where, you know, if it's not anything too crazy malicious, they'll let a player die for the loose ball, and we're going to have a timeout, just a 30-second timeout called by the Lions, so we will keep it here. Timeout brought to you by Bank North. To see what value-based banking can do for you, visit banknorth.com. So that foul on Bixby is her second, team second here in the second quarter, as the Bulldogs looking to chip away at this large Lions lead, and that's kind of been the story of the season so far for Sargent County, is getting off to sluggish starts and having to come back and really fight for effort in the latter stages of the game. So the sooner they're able to start chipping away, should be a little bit better for them. But the Lions so far have been shooting the ball very well from beyond the arc, and that makes it very difficult to try and mount a comeback. 6 3-pointers here in this first half as Vogel and Bixby. Vandervorst, her drive, kick out to McCrory. That was Amber, now to Megan. Back to Amber. This is Vogel, guarded by Newstall. Vandervorst, 15 left on the shot clock. Out to Megan McCrory. Good close out there by Sundquist. Kadoon contests the shot. No good. Sundquist comes away with the board. That was a good defensive possession there for Sargent County, being able to keep the Lions from building on this advantage. Kadoon guarded by Reichman. Kadoon drives, kicks out to Sundquist. Left alone is Bixby. Her 3-point shot off the mark. I think Newstall might have been the one to poke that out of bounds, and that is what they'll say. So possession favors the Lions. Just over a minute remaining in our first half. Only 9 points so far in the quarter for Linton-HMB, and they've all been from behind the 3-point arc as Micaiah Reichman, no good. And Sundquist gets it ahead to Bixby. Good hesitation there by Bixby, working on Vandervorst, gets it to Lee. Out to Sundquist. Down low to Kadoon. Kadoon at Reichman, and that is going to be a bucket and a chance for a 3-point play for Carly Kadoon, as that foul on Reichman, I believe, is going to be her second. 5th team foul, and yes, 2 fouls on Micaiah Reichman. So that free throw off the mark. Reichman able to come away with the board. Kadoon 2 for 5 from the free throw line, as about a 1-2 second difference between shot clock and game clock. All the way to the rack is Megan McCrory, and she is going to draw the foul. She'll head to the line now to shoot a pair of free throws. Sundquist is going to be called for that foul as she went to block the shot. And first free throw here from Megan McCrory is good. That gets her in the scoring column, as Mallory Bogart will come in for Bixby. Maybe just try and keep her from picking up that 3rd foul. Second free throw for McCrory, off the mark. And Lee comes away with the rebound. Shot clock turned off. Bogart to Sundquist. Sundquist out to Newstall. Bogart, Sundquist, her 3-point shot off the mark. Kadoon able to sky up, get the board, gets it to Lee, and Lee's shot is good. Good fight there by Carly Kadoon, as that will end our first half of play, as the Lions saw their lead get as large as 13 points, but they'll have to settle for an 8-point advantage going into the second half. We will step aside and we will have some first half coverage, a little bit of a look ahead for the second half of play, but we'll also do a little bit of a pregame coverage for the boys contest that will be starting here after this one. So if you are interested in tuning into some pregame coverage for the boys contest following this, make sure you tune in here on your live event during our halftime coverage. 26-18, Linton-HMB on the road, giving number 6 ranked Sargent County Bulldogs a little bit of a headache here. We will step aside and we'll be back here on yourliveevent.com.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
The Bison Booster Club, an organization that is rooted in their support of the activities within the Milner Public School District and the City of Milner. They pride themselves on their community involvement in local donations to area projects and sponsorships to help make their community a pleasant place to reside. If you have any questions or are interested in becoming a Booster Club member, you can check out the Bison Booster Club on Facebook or talk with any of the existing members. The Bison Booster Club, helping make their community a better place to live.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
26-18, the halftime score here, and the Lions been shooting the ball very well from beyond the arc, as well as shooting pretty well from the free throw line as well. 6 triples there in that first half, 3 of which coming from Jersey Vogel, all in that second quarter, as she leads all scorers so far with 13. Brooklyn Schumacher was able to add 2 in the first quarter to give her 6, but she saw much of the bench there in that second quarter as she's playing with 3 fouls going into our second half. Avery Vandervorst also able to add a triple as well as a transition layup to give her 5 for the Lions. The only other players in the scoring column are the McCrorys, Megan McCrory with a free throw and Amber with a free throw in that first quarter as well. As for the Sargent County Bulldogs, they're led in scoring here this afternoon by Carly Cadoon. 6 points in that second quarter to add to the 1 bucket she had in the first. So she has 8. Liliana Lee and Ashton Sundquist each with 5 points apiece. So looking at the first half, as I mentioned, the ability to shoot the ball from beyond the arc has really helped the Lions grow this lead to as large as 12. 12-13 was kind of that largest point that they were able to get it to. But Sargent County starting to put the pressure on and starting to at least push to try and make a rather sizable comeback here going into the second half of play. But if we go back to some of the focuses that both of these teams had when I spoke to them earlier this afternoon, that hard work effort, being able to put ball pressure on the Bulldogs has been something very successful for the Lions so far in that first half. We'll have to see a little bit of foul trouble going in. As we mentioned, Brooklyn Schumacher has 3, but also Micaiah Reichman, who has been doing pretty well down low defensively on both Sundquist and Cadoon. She has 2 fouls, so that'll be something to kind of watch and pay attention to as this contest goes on. And then as for the Bulldogs, we'll go back to what they had talked about, limiting turnovers and better rebounding. I mean, for the most part, they've been rebounding the ball pretty well. Have gotten quite a few offensive rebounds, but the unfortunate part is they haven't been able to convert on a lot of those second chance opportunities. There was that moment there about 2-3 minutes remaining in the second quarter where it seemed like the Bulldogs got 5, 6, 7 shots on goal and were just unable to actually convert and get a bucket. So if you're Sargent County, how are you going to be able to continue to crash the boards but being able to convert those second chance opportunities? And as for the Lions, how are they going to continue to shoot going into this second half? Are they going to be able to rely on their shots from beyond the arc, or are they going to have to continue to try and force that ball into the interior of the Bulldogs defense? Hey, we'll step aside and we'll have a little bit of a preview up ahead of the boys contest that is about 20 minutes to follow the conclusion of this one you are watching on yourliveevent.com.
This is Chris from Agassi Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Winter Conference 2025 is Wednesday, January 22nd at the Avalon Center in Fargo, North Dakota. You can register at planterdoc.com. Engineers, agronomists, and product experts will share insights focused on improving farm operations. Stay ahead of the curve by learning how to maximize your efficiency in the field with solutions for every season. Register for Winter Conference 2025 at planterdoc.com.
Anderson Seed Farms Incorporated is your local LG Seeds and Dairyland seed dealership. They offer the latest traits and genetics in both corn and soybeans along with alfalfa. Anderson Seed Farms is also a certified seed conditioning plant that grows, conditions, and sells Westbred spring wheat seed, which was the top grown spring wheat in North Dakota last year. If you'd like to know more about these industry-leading products, contact Anderson Seed Farms in Foreman at 701-724-3601 or check out andersonseedfarms.com.
With about 3.5 minutes remaining of halftime, we're going to take just a quick little bit here to talk about the upcoming boys matchup. We'll have much more pregame coverage after the conclusion of this one, but just to give you a little bit of an idea of what is yet to come on an afternoon full of high school basketball, the Linton-HMB Lions are coming in with a 3-3 overall record on the season. As for the Sargent County Bulldogs, they are 0-4 overall. They're coming into today's game off of a loss last night to Medina Pingree Buchanan, as well as a loss to the Lisbon Broncos at home earlier this week. As for the Lions, they're coming into today's game also on a 2-game skid with a loss to Garrison their last time out, and Glen Ullin Hebron prior to that. If you're someone who is familiar with Sargent County Bulldogs basketball from last year, or really just any of the previous years, you will definitely know that it is a much younger, much different looking squad this go around, and that is something that head coach Ryan Weber talked to me about earlier. We'll have more of his comments during that pregame coverage following the conclusion of this one. As for the Lions, much more balanced attack, much more of a upperclassman-led team, with some players such as Cashton Moser and Gentry Richter. Those will be some players to watch, as well as Brady Schick, some of the seniors for the Lions boys basketball team. We'll have much more of that coverage following the conclusion of this one. We will step aside as the final 90 seconds tick off of our halftime clock. You're watching on yourliveevent.com.
Sargent Central Public School, helping others create themselves things and opportunities. It's home to a variety of wonderful opportunities, including a 24/7, 365 community wellness center, a 3rd through 12th grade smart lab, free pre-kindergarten, 1-to-1 student devices, and 12 weeks paid parental leave. For more information, please visit sargentcentral.org. Good luck, athletes, and good luck, Sargent County Bulldogs. Together is Central.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Second half action just about to get underway, as we will see if the Bulldogs will be able to pull off a comeback, or if the Lions will be able to escape with a road victory, as it will be Sargent County basketball to start the second half. Bixby, Newstall, Lee, Cadoon, and Sunquist on the floor. As for the Lions, Vandervorst, Schumacher, Amber McCrory, Micaiah Reichman, and Jersey Vogel. As it looks to be a 1-2-2, maybe a true 3-2. Sundquist out to Kadoon. Sundquist had lead, but steps back and takes it herself, and that is going to be a bucket for Sundquist. Her first field goal since the first quarter. She now has 7. Schumacher to Vandervorst. Looks to be a man-to-man set. Schumacher to Vandervorst. Vandervorst loses that one, stolen by Kadoon. And Kadoon looking to go coast to coast, and good adjustment there from Kadoon as Vogel was chasing from behind, as Kadoon now has 10, and the lead is cut down now to 4. So great start here to the second half for Sargent County, as they are 2 for 2, as well as forcing an empty trip from the Lions on that turnover. Vogel, good defense there by Bixby. This is Schumacher, down low is Vogel, and Vogel unable to convert, and Bixby somehow able to come away with the board, as Bixby definitely gives up some height there on that post advantage. Pull-up jumper from Kadoon is good. As the lead cut down now to just 2. And Vogel now guarded by Bixby. This is Vandervorst to Schumacher. And I think they're trying to get Vogel down in the post against Bixby. Vandervorst all the way to the rack, and Lee is going to get called for the foul. And the little bit we're able to pick up here in the booth, sounds like Coach Shirato is asking his girls, hey, what happened to that offense that we were running there in that first half when we had all of our successes? That free throw from Vandervorst is good. And that last foul was called on Bixby, and that is her 3rd foul. So Mallory Bogart will come in for her 1 for 2 trip, and rebound gathered there by Amber McCrory. Good job there by the Lions, able to keep this possession alive. Reichman to Schumacher. As the first 2 minutes are gone, and 6-1 run to start the second half for the Bulldogs. Vogel guarded now by Kadoon. Vogel cross court skip to the near side corner. This is Schumacher. 5 left on the shot clock. Gonna need a jumper here. Vogel, Schumacher, and Schumacher's gonna take it, throw it up off the rim. So the ball will stay live here as Kadoon comes away with the board, and she gets it now to Mallory Bogart. Newstall, Bogart, this is Sundquist. Good job by Reichman, really making Kadoon fight for that post up, and we're gonna have a foul. We'll see if they call it on Vandervorst or Vogel, and they will call that on Jersey Vogel. So that is gonna be her second, team's first here in the second half, or in the third quarter, I should say. And Newstall throws that one away, looking for a lead, but just a little bit of miscommunication as Vogel comes away with the steal, and she shot fake, gets it to Reichman. Reichman up now to McCrory, back to Reichman and Vandervorst. Schumacher thought about the 3. McCrory will take the 3, and her shot just a little bit long as Sundquist comes away with it and gets it now to Bogart. Bogart, the freshman, playing point guard with Bixby to the bench with the 3 fouls. Newstall, good on-ball pressure here. This is Sundquist, her 3-point shot, in and out. Would have been the first 3 made for Sargent County, and you've definitely seen a little bit of a difference here since Bixby went to the bench. Nice job there by Vandervorst to go all the way to the rack, and that is going to lead to a timeout called. And this timeout is just going to be a 30-second timeout called by the Lions. This timeout brought to you by Bank North. Bank North, a trusted financial partner for generations, helping customers and communities build, grow, and prosper. Visit BankNorth.com today. I want to thank Bank North as well as all of our sponsors for being part of all of the high school sports action from around the area all year long. So the lead was cut down to 2. It is now back up to 5 for the Lions, as Avery Vandervorst has the only 3 points so far in our second half for Linton-HMB, as Kadoon with 4 and Sundquist with 2 for the 6 points for Sargent County. So if you're Coach Searstead, how long do you let your point guard sit next to you on the bench? Lee out to Sundquist, and good tip there by Schumacher, as full court pressure looks to be broken by the Lions. Up ahead now to Vandervorst, to Schumacher. She's able to step into the 3, and that's good. And she will go to the line now with a chance for a 4-point play. Brooklyn Schumacher did not see much of the floor there in the first half with 3 fouls, but she had 2 triples in the first quarter and finally able to get back into the scoring column, and we'll see if she is able to get into double digits, and she is. So a rare 4-point play is going to extend the lead back up now to 7 for the Lions. Bogart to Kadoon. Kadoon trying to get it to Lee, but Vogel comes away with the steal, and I think Kadoon's going to get called for the foul here, as she came in and swatted down on Vogel. That foul on Kadoon is going to be her first, and I guess that's going to be the answer to that question of how long as Bixby is back on the floor, as it looks to be a little bit of a changing full court style defense. Lions able to handle it very well. Almost thrown away, but Schumacher comes away with it. And that pass attempting to get down to Reichman is going to go out of bounds and will be Sargent County basketball. So 7-0 run for the Lions since the deficit was cut down to 2. And we're going to have a foul called on Avery Vandervorst, as she tried to fight through that screen by Bixby. Thought that was a good, strong screen set by Bixby. Thought Vandervorst was fine, but that's why I'm up here and not wearing stripes and having a whistle. As that's stolen from Kadoon. Vogel looking to push. Good job there by Lee, at least to stop her, but still able to make it all the way to the rack. And she is going to go to the line now with a chance to shoot free throws, as Jersey Vogel 4 for 4 from the free throw line in the first quarter. This is her first free throws since that point. 4 team fouls for the Bulldogs with 3 minutes remaining here in the quarter. So any foul after this will lead to free throws for the Lions, as Megan McCrory will check back in. Avery Vandervorst will take a seat. And the second free throw upcoming for Vogel. And she is able to convert. So 6 for 6 from the free throw line is Jersey Vogel. And good find for Newstall, but Newstall unable to handle it and unable to save it as well, as what looked to be a solid 6-1 start to the second half. It has been a 10-0 run now for the Lions ever since, 9-0 run since that point. Reichman back to Amber McCrory. This is Schumacher to Megan McCrory. Schumacher guarded by Bixby. Bixby's gonna have to be careful. 15 left on the shot clock. Schumacher. Cross-court find to Megan McCrory. Her three-point shot off the mark. Ball batted around, and she gets her own miss, as she tried to throw that off of Sundquist, and we're going to have a foul called on McCrory, and Coach Shirato is going to come all the way out onto the floor to get Megan McCrory, as I believe what ended up happening there is as Lee was fighting for that board, I don't know if it was an elbow or if it was the ball, but she ended up getting some contact to her face, and I think she may have hopefully just a bloody nose for Megan McCrory. Hopefully we still get to see her come back out on the floor. The sophomore guard playing well when she has been out there. Trapped in the corner is Bixby. Good steal there by Schumacher. And we're going to have a foul now on Sundquist, and that is going to send Brooklyn Schumacher to the line to shoot 2. So I believe that was Vandervorst who came in for McCrory when she was injured, and officials on the floor did not see that the Lions should be in bonus. So they allowed the substitution of Emery Baumgartner for Brooklyn Schumacher, and now I think they're just going to see if, yep, so she'll have to come in for the, oh no, she was the one who was fouled, so she'll have to shoot the 2 free throws. So Baumgartner's going to have to wait. As that quick trip to the bench at least leaves Schumacher empty on her first free throw. Second free throw upcoming. And that is good. So now Emery Baumgartner will substitute in. Brooklyn Schumacher will take a seat. And the lead is back up now to 12. A 10-0 run, since the Bulldogs were able to get it down to a 2-point advantage. Bixby, her dribble drive, gets it to Newstall. Now back to Bixby. Bixby to Newstall. Newstall dribbled right into, I believe that was Amber McCrory. It was, so good job there by Amber McCrory, just being in the right spot there to cut off the left-handed dribble of Sadie Newstall. Vandervorst out to Baumgartner. This is Vogel. Down low to McCrory. McCrory's shot may be blocked by Newstall. Rebound there by Lee. Newstall gets it to Bogart. Bogart's floater off the mark. Good rebound there by Vogel. And Vogel pushing it up the floor. Good little hesitation. Gets it to Amber McCrory in the corner. Her three-pointer no good. And Bixby gets the board, and she'll just slow it up and let the rest of the Bulldog battalion get down the floor, as that shot from Newstall is off the mark. As a pair of substitutions for Sargent County, as Lee and Sundquist will take a seat. Cadoon and Chloe Bogart in for Sargent County. Under a minute to go here, as a 10-0 run for the Lions. Vogel, this is Reichman, back to Vogel. Good job there by Bixby, cutting off the dribble drive from Vogel out to Reichman. Up to Vandervorst. Her drive takes right at Cadoon and maybe blocked, but Vogel comes screaming in for the offensive board, and Reichman, her three-point jumper off the mark. Cadoon skies up for the board. Looked like that was good box out position there by Vandervorst, but Cadoon just using that size to sky up for the board, as Mallory Bogart's going to draw the foul. And that foul is going to be the first called. They put 14 on the board, but I believe that's going to be on number 13, Amber McCrory. As Cadoon forces that three, Mallory Bogart comes away with the offensive rebound. Newstall gets the pass, and she's going to go to the line now with a chance to shoot 2 free throws. The first free throws for Newstall in this contest. As the first free throw from Newstall is in and out. And does fall, so that at least stops the 10-0 run. But the Bulldogs still trailing by 11. Vogel up the near sideline, guarded by Bixby. Vogel out to Baumgartner. Her three-point jumper, no good. And good job there by Micaiah Reichman to come flying in from the weak side and at least giving the last-second shot a chance. So after an exciting start to the half by the Bulldogs, the Lions able to keep the double-digit lead and actually extend their 8-point halftime advantage up to 11. And we will step aside where the fourth quarter upcoming here as the Lions lead by 11.
The Bison Booster Club, an organization that is rooted in their support of the activities within the Milner Public School District and the City of Milner. They pride themselves on their community involvement in local donations to area projects and sponsorships to help make their community a pleasant place to reside. If you have any questions or are interested in becoming a Booster Club member, you can check out the Bison Booster Club on Facebook or talk with any of the existing members. The Bison Booster Club, helping make their community a better place to live.
36-25, the Lions with the advantage. They're being led in scoring right now by Jersey Vogel with 13, Brooklyn Schumacher with 11, and Avery Vandervorst has 8, as well as both Megan and Amber McCrory with a made free throw. So on the floor for Sargent County to start the final frame is going to be Bixby, Mallory, and Chloe Bogart, Sadie Newstall, and Carly Cadoon. Down low to Cadoon. And Cadoon triple teamed, able to fight and get that bucket to go. She now has 14 in this one. Schumacher back into the game. Jersey Vogel, Megan McCrory, Amber McCrory, Avery Vandervorst, and Micaiah Reichman on the floor for the Lions. So Schumacher, 3 made triples, and that time shot fake, dribble drive, shot no good. We're going to have a jump ball off of the rebound as Chloe Bogart, and I believe that was even Schumacher, were the ones who were in on that held ball. Vogel, and they're going to call a travel as it looked like Vogel caught it and then took, caught it, established her pivot foot, and then that's when she took that extra step. So Lee and Sundquist back in for Chloe Bogart, and I believe that was Sadie Newstall who went to the bench. Bixby still without a bucket here in this one. She comes in averaging nearly 10 points a game, still unable to get anything to go as Vandervorst kind of went in wild there, threw something up, and really difficult to get the benefit of the doubt there on a call as the free throw jumper from Bixby no good. Sundquist comes flying in, and she gets the second chance point as it is now a 7-point advantage for the Lions. They're just looking to hold on into this one. Sargent County looking to catch a little bit of fire here in the final 6.5 of regulation. Vandervorst to Vogel. Vogel, her dribble drive, cut off there by Bixby and Bogart. Reichman, good ball movement here by the Lions. Off-ball screen to McCrory. Nope, they're going to kick it up to Schumacher. 5 left. This is down low to Vogel, and Vogel goes right into Mallory Bogart, and she is going to head to the line now to shoot 2. A good job there leading that post-entry pass down to Vogel where she could just turn over that left shoulder and go right up for the bucket. So the first free throw for Vogel is good. And good to see Megan McCrory back on the floor after suffering a blow there in that third quarter. So she is back in, as well as Amber McCrory, and I believe we've got a substitution for, Megan McCrory is not coming back in And number 25, Caitlin Vetter, is the one who will substitute. So not entirely sure if maybe they're concerned for Megan McCrory, that knock to the head she got earlier, if it's something concussion protocol related, but not sure if we'll get a chance to see her again. Vogel just inside the three-point line, shot left short, and we're going to have a foul as Kadoon comes away with the board and had to deal with some pressure down low. And that foul is going to be called on Brooklyn Schumacher. That is her fourth. So it'll be interesting to see how Coach Shirato plays this final 5.5 or 5:45 with Schumacher, his second leading scorer, playing with those 4 fouls. Bogart to Sundquist. Good job by Schumacher there, able to step up without fouling and poked around. Bixby comes away with it, gets it to Kadoon down low, and Kadoon, somehow that ball just took an odd roll off the rim. As the Lions now pushing, and before Vandervorst was able to get that pass off, she's going to be called for the travel. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor called by head coach Mike Shirato. And we will take time with him as the Lions lead by 8.
We're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge-Athabasca pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
37-29, Linton-HMB leading over Sargent County. If you're just joining us, this is game 1 of the girls-boys doubleheader action between the Lions and Bulldogs. So after the conclusion of this game, we'll wrap up with post-game coverage of this girls contest, and then we'll actually have to switch over our channels. So we will end the stream on here. Give me about 30 seconds to set up the boys one, and then we will start live on that following the conclusion of this one. So still plenty of basketball ahead here from the North Sargent Activity Center as the Bulldogs looking to start it off on a successful note for the home team, as Mallory Bogart all the way to the rack. And that's going to be the first points for the freshman Bogart. As the lead cut down now to 6, something we haven't seen since early on in that third quarter. Reichman to Schumacher. This is Amber McCrory up to Avery Vandervorst. Back to Schumacher. The Lions have done a good job of moving the ball around and really just trying to get Jersey Vogel in a good position, as that's going to be stolen by Kadoon. Kadoon to Sundquist. Sundquist able to convert. Good vision there by Carly Kadoon, as that now puts Sundquist in double digits. She has 10, lead cut back down now to 4. As you can hear, the hometown faithful starting to get a little more into it here as we're approaching the final half of our fourth quarter. Vogel guarded by Bixby. Remember, Bixby playing with those 3 fouls, so going to have to be careful as she's guarding Vogel. Left-hand dribble drive, and Vogel able to get that one to go. 18 points for Jersey Vogel as Mallory Bogart up to Lee. Lee thought about the 3, but good decision there to set this one back up. Good post entry down low to Sundquist. Sundquist guarded by Schumacher, no good. Lee and Vogel fighting for the board. And as they're fighting for that jump ball, Vogel gets thrown to the floor as possession arrow favors Sargent County. Sundquist will head to the bench. Newstall will come back in. She gets it inside now to Bixby. This is Lee unable to handle that post entry. And off of, I think that was off of Reichman. As the father-son officiating combo. meet, and it looks like the son was told by Dad that this is going to be Bulldog basketball. To the corner here is Bixby, trying to get it to lead. The three-pointer from Kadoon off the mark, and that's going to bounce off the top of the backboard, so it will be Lions basketball. The Bulldogs still without a three-point basket throughout the afternoon's contest. Schumacher guarded by Bogart. This is up ahead to Vogel. Schumacher tried to get it to Vogel, but just a little bit tall. I think Schumacher assumed Vogel was going to flex to this near side wing area here, and Vogel started to approach more towards the interior of the lane. So Lee will take a seat. Sundquist will come back in, as it looks like Coach Searstead going to just try to get his main squad as well rested as they can getting into the final minutes here. Bogart maybe got away with that high arm, the high kind of push off, and they're going to give Kadoon 2 shots. So Kadoon 2 for 5 from the free throw line up to this point. They make that 2 for 6. That foul was called on Amber McCrory, who I believe was called for one in the third quarter, and just a little bit of a mistake on the board here. So it shows 1. I believe she has 2. Either way, she's sitting pretty fine with 3 minutes remaining here in our fourth quarter. As Vogel able to get it across half court, Schumacher. Maybe a 1-3-1 zone being played. This is Vogel. 3 triples in that second quarter. Haven't really seen much since. So we're going to have 3 seconds in the lane called. I think that's Micaiah Reichman who is going to get called for 3 seconds. So turnover for the Lions. They still have the 5-point advantage. And we're going to have a timeout called here by the Bulldogs, as this will be a full timeout, so we'll take time with them. 2.5 remaining here in our fourth quarter play. The Lions lead 39, Bulldogs 34.
The Milner Public School District has a long history of academic, artistic, and athletic achievement and is proud of the programs and education environment offered. A fully accredited educational system, Milner Public School District operates 2 separate school buildings, including Sundale Colony School. Over 85%, that's right, 85% of the graduates of Milner High School attend some form of post-secondary educational institution. You can find more information on the Milner Public School District online at milner.k12.nd.us.
The Lions led by as much as 13 points in that first half, and it has been quite a battle to just try and hold on to this lead side, get down to as low as 2 at the start of that third quarter, got back up to 12, and now we're sitting here at this 5-point advantage for Linton-HMB. Jersey Vogel is leading all scorers currently. Let me quick tally this up. She has 18 points. She is also the only scorer so far in this fourth quarter for the Lions, as it will be Bulldogs basketball coming off of the timeout called by Sargent County. They have 2 remaining. The Lions have just the 1. Kadoon getting double teamed. Fadeaway jumper off the mark. And good job there by the Lions, able to defend after that timeout, as there's a little bit of defensive confusion there, but looks like they finally got that sorted out. Vogel guarded by Bixby. This is Schumacher. Back to Vogel. Vogel left hand dribble drive. Kicks out to McCrory. Schumacher. 10 left on the shot clock. This is down low to Vandervorst, and Mallory Bogart is going to be called for the foul, but it is going to be on the floor. So no free throws for the Lions. That foul on Bogart is going to be, I believe, her team second for sure. It's her third foul, excuse me. So Bixby able to come away with the steal, and she's going to go all the way to the racket. Good job there by Vogel, but we're going to see if they call it a foul. They're going to call a foul on Vandervorst first. So Bixby will now go to the line to shoot 2. That foul on Vandervorst is her 3rd. So Vogel did a great job of playing transition defense. They're able to swipe it from behind, but Vandervorst gets called initially. So Lee will check in. Kadoon will take a seat. And you would assume that'll just be a quick in and out. As an empty trip there. And yeah, just a little bit of offense to defense substitution looks to be the plan for Coach Searsten. Vandervorst up to Schumacher. McCrory. This is Reichman. Good job by the Lions using the shot clock here, really draining all the time off. This is Vogel is able to get the bucket to go. And we're going to have a timeout called here by the Bulldogs as they trail by 7. And we will step aside with them. Final 77 seconds here in the 4th quarter on yourliveevent.com.
Let the geeks at GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
7-point advantage for Linton-HMB, looking to pull off the road victory here against the Bulldogs. Bulldogs going to have to play fast here. Newstel gets it to Bogart. Bogart tries to get it to Newstel. Newstel, and they're going to call in over the back as that's going to get into the backcourt. And if you're Sargent County, turnovers like that, you are running out of time. Vogel, and Vogel is, I believe, oh yes, she's also going to be called for over the back. She caught it on the front court side, and that foot just touched on the half line. If you go over and possess it on the opposite side, it's fine if you inbound it from the front court. So that's just one of those where you really don't want your player to inbound it that close, and we're going to have a timeout as Newstel was unable to inbound that, and that is now going to be the final timeout for Sargent County. So with the final minute plus remaining, the Bulldogs offense seems all out of sorts, as I think just this overall pressure style of defense that the Lions have been putting on all afternoon long. It's really starting to really show its effects here as we get to these final ticks off the clock. So if you're Sargent County, you got to score fast. If you're the Lions, keep playing pressure. You have plenty of timeouts. You still have one to give, and at the end of the day, free throws aren't the absolute worst. Good double team there on Kadoon. Bixby, her dribble drive, her floater, no good. Ball tapped around. Schumacher comes away with it, and we're going to have a foul on Lee. That foul is going to be the 3rd team foul, so still one more foul to give for the Bulldogs before they officially have the Lions in a bonus situation. So Lee will now go to the bench, And Kadoon going to be called for the foul as, with a minute remaining, it looks like the Bulldogs are comfortable with this being a free throw shooting final minute. Vogel gets this, and Bixby is going to be called for the foul. And if you're Sargent County, that's not really who you want to pick up the fouls. That's going to be her fourth. But we will now have Jersey Vogel going to the line where she is 7 for 8 in this game. First free throw is good. Two for two, that gives 20 points to Jersey Vogel. As a lead now at 9. This is Sundquist back to Bogart. Bixby, Sundquist. And Sundquist all the way to the bucket. As they're looking for try and foul, and Kadoon went up to Sky to block that and goes into McCrory. Good job though by Kadoon. Good sportsmanship there to keep her from tumbling anymore. But this will be a free throw opportunity now for Amber McCrory. 1 for 2 in the first quarter. This is her first trip since that point. And 1 for 2 on this trip. So Bulldogs got to go. Reichman pokes that one away from Kadoon. Bixby out to Newstall. Her three-point shot in and out, no good. Vandervorst comes away with it. And I believe they are going to resign themselves to letting the Lions finish this one up. And that will do it for game number 1 on the afternoon, as the Linton-HMB Lions come out on the road and they knock off number 6 ranked Sargent County Bulldogs 44-36. We will step aside and we will have post-game coverage of this one here in just a moment. My cameraman Connor Olson is going down to grab head coach Mike Shirato, as well as our Enbridge player of the game, Jersey Vogel. We will hear from them here shortly, but we will step aside here quickly. You will see the boys warming up once we get back to action here. Like I said, we will have separate streams for that. So if you're waiting for the boys game, that will be coming on here shortly, but we'll wrap up the girls stream, the girls contest here in just a little bit. So Linton-HMB able to come away with the victory here on the road, and we will hear from head coach Mike Shirato and our Enbridge player of the game, Jersey Vogel, here in just a moment.
Hi, this is Jim, and with Bernie Berkemeyer, we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us in enchanting Ireland June 25th to July 4th. Experience the ancient history, natural beauty, and the warm hospitality of Ireland. We travel across this beautiful country, visiting places like the Kilkenny Castle and the breathtaking cliffs of Moher. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, for more information, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
Milner Grain understands that agriculture is your livelihood, and we're committed to providing you with the highest quality of services to meet your farming needs. Milner Grain has a passion for our community and the farmers we serve. Milner Grain is locally owned and operated. When you're looking for a partner in the field, look to Milner Grain. Call 701-427-5284 or check out Milner Grain's app with current up-to-date prices. Milner Grain is here to help you and your farm grow.
Welcome back to our post-game coverage here from the North Sargent Activity Center as the Linton-HMB Lions able to come away with a victory on the road. They were able to defeat the Bulldogs with a final score of 44-36. There we go. Just had to do some quick math there. So 44-36, the final score here. Linton-HMB able to come on the road and claim victory. They were led in scoring this afternoon by our Enbridge player of the game, Jersey Vogel. She had 20. Also in double figures for the Lions was Brooklyn Schumacher. She had 11. Avery Vandervorst with 8. And then Amber and Megan McCrory were also each able to add 1 free throw apiece to help with the scoring effort here this afternoon. As for Sargent County, they were led in scoring here this afternoon by Carly Canoon. She had 15, and Ashlyn Sundquist with 12. 0 points from their point guard, Emma Bixby, came in averaging nearly 10 points a game, so great defensive effort there by the Lions to keep her in check. Lily Lee with 5 points. Sadie Newstall 1 for 2 from the free throw line, and Mallory Bogart able to add 2 there in that fourth quarter. So for the Lions girls, they will be back at home on Tuesday when they host Wilton Wing before playing Kidder County also at home. They will then be back out on the road for contests against South Hart and Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion. They advance to 7-3 overall on the season, 4-0 in Region 1 play. As for the Sargent County Bulldogs, they will drop to 7-2 overall on the season and suffer their first loss in Region 1 play as they will fall to 5-1 in the region. The Bulldogs will host Enderlin on Monday before swinging out for a quick road contest against the Oaks Tornadoes on Thursday. They will then have back-to-back doubleheader action, starting first with Edgeley-Colm Montpelier on Saturday, and then follow that with a doubleheader against Wyomere Lidgerwood the following Tuesday. All of those home games will be streamed on your live event. I will be back for that girls action on Monday. Chase Miller will be coming down and relieving me on Saturday. So he will be there for that EKM doubleheader action before you get to hear from me again in the doubleheader against Wyomere Lidgerwood on that Tuesday. Well, we'll step aside and hopefully we will hear from head coach Mike Shirato and our Enbridge player of the game here in just a moment on yourliveevent.com.
At North Sargent School, we believe in empowering students for a bright future. From our caring teachers and innovative programs to our focus on academic excellence and community involvement, North Sargent is where students thrive. With small class sizes and personalized attention, we ensure every student gets the support they need to succeed, both in the classroom and beyond. Proud to be a part of our growing community, we're shaping tomorrow's leaders today. North Sargent School, preparing learners today to thrive in the future.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
The Sargent Central Dollars for Scholars chapter is a nonprofit foundation that supports academic success in the community. The mission is to mobilize the community on behalf of post-secondary education success for the students. Dollars for Scholars chapters help hometown students achieve their educational goals by raising scholarship funds, establishing endowments, and more. For more information, scan the QR code on screen or stop by the Sargent Central School District. This game is brought to you in part by David Bergman Agency and Stock Growers Bank.
Sargent Central Public School, helping others create themselves things and opportunities. It's home to a variety of wonderful opportunities, including a 24/7, 365 community wellness center, a 3rd through 12th grade smart lab, free pre-kindergarten, 1-to-1 student devices, and 12 weeks paid parental leave. For more information, please visit sargentcentral.org. Good luck, athletes, and good luck, Sargent County Bulldogs. Together is Central.
The Milner Public School District has a long history of academic, artistic, and athletic achievement and is proud of the programs and education environment offered. A fully accredited educational system, Milner Public School District operates 2 separate school buildings, including Sundale Colony School. Over 85%, that's right, 85% of the graduates of Milner High School attend some form of post-secondary educational institution. You can find more information on the Milner Public School District online at milner.k12.nd.us.
Welcome back into our Stock Growers Bank broadcast booth. I'm joined by head coach Mike Scirotto and our Enbridge player of the game, Jersey Vogel. Coach, we'll start with you. We talked before the game about hard work, energy, and when the game gets tough, will you be able to mentally stay in it? What can you say about the effort that your girls had here this afternoon?
Well, I think that's exactly it. We talk about playing really great defense, and there's things. That's the one thing you can always control is your effort and your defense. Sometimes you don't know if shots are going to go in. I mean, that is an unbelievable team right there. They've got postseason experience. They're well coached. They have tremendous players, and so we feel fortunate to be able to come in and play a team like that and compete at the level we did. So. I'm super proud of our kids, and I just think our defensive intensity was something we've been working on, and that was the difference tonight.
Absolutely. So, Jersey, I'll have your coach handing off to you. So, he talks about energy, he talks about defense. What does it mean for you girls on the floor when coach is telling you we got to bring effort, and then to be able to go out there and execute? What is it like to be out there on the floor in those types of moments?
Yeah. Well, we knew defense was key tonight, so we had to stop their posts, and we just worked together as a team and shut them down. Awesome.
So, Coach, not only did Vogel score 20, but you had a good contribution from Schumacher and Vandervorst as well. What is it like to be able to have multiple options on the offensive side of the ball to get you some buckets?
Well, Jersey's an unbelievable player, and it's critical. If you're going to win big games, you got to have multiple players that can do a good thing. So they started in a box and won the first defensive possession, and we recognized that, and then we were able to hit some threes to get them out of it right away. And that could have set the tone. If we didn't have good players, get them out of that, who knows how this game goes. So, and we talked about that. We have good players, and everybody's got to swing it and just trust themselves, catch to shoot, and just play basketball. It's just a game. Just play it. That's it. That's what we say.
Absolutely. And, Jersey, I'll have a coach hand off to you one last time. So, as one of the seniors on this squad, what does a game like this really mean for you moving forward as the season really starts to get going here in January?
It is a region game, so it's very important to win this game, and we knew we had to get them in regionals and here just to seal it off. But yeah, we just worked as a team and got them.
All right, awesome. Well, I want to thank head coach Mike Scirotto and our Enbridge player of the game, Jersey Vogel, for joining us. We'll step aside and we'll finish up our post-game coverage here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
.44-36, the final score here from the North Sargent Activity Center as the Linton-HMB Lions were able to come on the road and get a victory over Sargent County. As we mentioned, that win puts Linton-HMB at 7-3 overall on the season, and that loss drops the Bulldogs to 7-2 overall. Want to thank our Enbridge player of the game, Jersey Vogel, for coming up and interviewing. Enbridge, life takes energy. Enbridge, energy for life. Visit Enbridge.com for career opportunities. And now for our Agassiz Precision Ag play of the game. Agassiz Precision Ag is your local precision planting dealer. Visit planterdoc.com for more information. And our Agassiz Precision Ag play of the game is brought to you courtesy of that 4-point play by Brooklyn Schumacher there in the third. She suffered through a lot of foul trouble there in the first half, but able to come back out and hit that big three, also convert that free throw, and that really was the the turning point there, as it looked like the Bulldogs were going to possibly mount a comeback. That's really kind of what cemented it as a get the run back going and get the momentum back in the favor of the Lions. So our Agassiz Precision Egg play of the game, courtesy of Brooklyn Schumacher. So if you're tuning in just for the girls game, I want to thank you for doing so. I appreciate all of the support you give to these student athletes, as well as tuning in here on yourliveevent.com. We will step aside here, so how it'll work, if you missed it, I will send us to credits here. If you want to hop over, give me about 30 seconds to a minute to get that boys game set up, and then I'll start the stream over on that channel, and then we will have the rest of our pregame coverage for this upcoming boys contest here in just a moment. So for your live event in the Stock Growers Bank broadcast booth, Connor Olson behind the camera, I am Nick Furch. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll have the boys matchup here in just a moment.